Shalom and welcome. Welcome. This is Yasharal's Court, an end-time series directed to those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father and Creator, Yahuwah, who has come to know Yahusha as Messiah, knowing that no man can come unto the Father except by the Son, the sacrifice, and the resurrected one, Yahusha Messiah. It is you who I consider my brothers, my sisters, my family, and these words are to you, my brothers, my sisters, and my family. Yasharal's Court. It is an end-time series that I prayerfully believe we will come to realize it will contribute to our awareness that our decisions are indeed on trial, and that you will judge. You, I, we will judge, you will judge. This segment is entitled The Emergence of a Nation. This is part 2 of The Emergence of a Nation. If you're tuning in for the first time, I welcome you and invite you to consider listening to this in sequential order in order to get the full benefit. As I stated, this is part 2 of The Emergence of a Nation. Today is August 28th, 2014. With that said, let us pick up where we left off, mentioning the emergence of a nation, a people who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father. I want to pick up with a question. What is your position regarding the shaping and emergence of this nation of which we speak, of which I speak, of which you speak? My answer to such question is this. I believe we live in a world where man has defined many nations with people chasing their own greed and selfishness. I believe there has been a proliferation of people divided into various nations, some respecting one another while others are in continual turmoil, battles, and war. For some reason, though, the scriptures clearly describe a nation of Yahuwah, but the world has acknowledged every other nation but the nation of the Almighty Father. The Almighty Father's nation has been promised a land and represent a people who seek to do his will. It appears, however, that the world recognizes so many different nations but fail to recognize the nation of Yahuwah. It appears because we were once cursed that the world ignores the scriptures regarding our restoration. People of this world have come to disregard the nation of Yasharal and place us in the category more widely accepted as a religion or a religious movement or a religious people or a cult or something even more abominable. There are those who claim to pursue righteousness who are entrapped by false idol terms and names such as God, Lord, and Jesus Christ, who are totally clueless that the children of the Most High represent a nation, not some byword such as religion, a cult, religious group, religious movement, or something more wicked. Not some byword. We are a nation. Any and all those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father Yahuwah will come to know and accept Yahusha Messiah, and that comes to know and accept Yahusha as Messiah. The good news is restored into fellowship with the Almighty One Yahuwah. Scriptures inform us a chosen people, once rejected, but is now being refined and restored. This is Yasharal, and we are witnessing the emergence of a nation. The world will soon come to know that we who are the children of Yahuwah, who are the seeds of Hebrews or Abari or Abri or Ibri, depending on what form word you use to describe us, we will rise up and be recognized as the descendants, as the seed of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yasharal. We will be directed by the Spirit of Yahushua working in us one towards another and through his chosen leaders. Whether prophets, mores, teachers, shepherds, and or through his sent messengers, which we will witness, working among us, messengers will come to be visible, just as the chosen leaders and prophets and mores and teachers and shepherds, as we witness the emergence of a nation. We will come to know there are Hebrews or Abri by race, But there is a huge divide, for some pursue set apartness in Yahushua Messiah to do the will of the Almighty Father, while others choose to serve the wicked one. Let us be mindful of what is written in Romans 9, verses 6 to 7. It reads as follows: However, it is not as though the word of Elohim has failed, for they are not all Yasharal who are of Yasharal. This means, my brothers and sisters, there will be Yasharal, descendants of Yasharal identified, but not all will be of the family of Yasharal that seek to do the will of the Almighty Father. Verse 7 says, Neither are they all children, because they are the seed of Abraham, but in Yitzhak your seed shall be called. I realize my response may be too long for many people to withstand. However, to those who have an ear, I believe these words will prove to have life in them. End times are here, and there are specific details that must and will be recognized. There are tasks to be accomplished. Much of what must come to be will prove to demonstrate the emergence of a nation, with the rise of the 144,000 and multitude soon to come that's mentioned in Revelation chapter 7. We will also see a reflection of the following verses, of which I will only cite their location. In other words, I'm not going to, for the sake of time, read them. I will just invite you to look them up, study them, and seek to discern the life within these passages. They are Isaiah 11:12, Isaiah 11:12, Isaiah 43, 5 through 7, Isaiah 43, 5 through 7, Jeremiah 23, 3 through 4, Jeremiah 23, 3 through 4, and Ezekiel 11, 17 through 20. These speak of a gathering from the four corners of the earth, a gathering of the scattered, a gathering of Yasharal, the emergence of a nation that was once rejected, restored into fellowship and brought into unity as directed by the Spirit of Yahushua. My brothers and sisters, do you honestly believe we who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father will remain scattered and fragmented and in disarray until the return of Yahushua our Mashiach? I think not. Have we not witnessed through the scriptures that the Almighty Father provided chosen leadership for his children in times past? Have we not witnessed in scriptures that the chosen leaders were endowed with power and backed with proof from the Most High Father in times past? I submit to you, so will we witness in the coming days. We will witness the power and might of Yasharal being refined, structured. We will witness the chosen leaders of the Spirit of Yahushua rise, directing us as they are led by the Spirit of Yahushua. We will see the emergence of a nation gathered from the four corners of the earth. Another question. Do you honestly believe a group so divided will be united and find unity in a specific place? If you believe this, how will such a task be accomplished? My answer to these questions would be this. I could even say it is a multi-million-dollar question, so to speak. In my prayers, it was as though the Spirit of Yahushua directed me back to the scriptures to remind me of all which is stated regarding end times. It was as though the Spirit of Yahushua was instructing me to also be mindful how, when people face catastrophic situations, with no solution in sight, they become weak. And in their weakness, they discover helplessness, and they cry out for help, for a solution, for salvation. It was as though the living Spirit of Yahushua was informing me that during people's helplessness, they become weak physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And they seek out strength, encouragement, almost anything that can deliver them from such pain and helplessness. I am compelled to believe, though the wicked one will be very active, those who hunger for the set-apart life of Yahushua Messiah, who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, will come to discern the actions of the wicked one and the actions of those captured by evil. Those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, however, will view our experiences differently. We will witness those caught in the snare by the wicked one, but we will find deliverance from strongholds, from wickedness. We will come to know, my brothers and sisters, that there is indeed the emergence of a nation. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. Pray and watch. All doubt will be laid waste among those who pursue righteousness with all their mind, body, and soul. End times will bring some of the most destructive times of our lives. There will be death and destruction. It will prove to be a time where we will witness being humbled. We will witness deliverance. We will witness strength in the presence of Yahushua as he rise up. In our weakness, he will become strong. Within us, one towards another, through us, through his chosen leaders and or sent messengers, which are commonly known by most as angels. There are four major things we need to survive in life from a natural perspective, and that is fresh air, fresh water, food, and a safe place to live. Since man has neglected this planet and have totally rebelled against the Almighty Father Yahuwah, the fruit of such actions now places us on a rapid course to total extinction in these earthen vessels. It is foretold in scriptures. Remember, we will put off the corruptible and put on the incorruptible, either to life immeasurable with Yahushua Messiah or to eternal damnation, eternal judgment. Many fail to realize that these earthen vessels have an extinction date, my brothers and sisters. Yes, that might seem like a strong word, but if we believe what we embrace, whether we say extinction or whether we say put off the corruptible and put on the incorruptible, or whether we say all that came from the dirt will return to the dirt, as is stated in Ecclesiastes. You see, do not be hung up on the form word that is used, my brothers and sisters. The reality is these earthen vessels will cease to function, and we will put on the incorruptible. The most widely spoken of events regarding man's collision course to extinction that will contribute to it from a practical perspective is the alarming conditions that are described as global warming and climate change. We see in these two cataclysmic conditions erratic weather patterns which are producing widespread drought, widespread shortages of fresh water. And it will soon be evident that these widespread droughts will contribute towards empty grocery store shelves, closed restaurants, shuttered cafeterias and or other food distribution networks and centers. Those who wake up from the slumber will come to know that CO2 and methane gas levels are rising within our atmosphere at an alarming rate, and that these conditions threaten the very air that we breathe. Disasters from natural to man-made are unfolding with each passing day. There are many cataclysmic events emerging to prove we have entered into the final steps of man as we know it in these earthen vessels. There are words like apocalypse, extinction, extinction level events, first time ever, never before happened, never seen, peak level, tipping points, etc. Many of these words and phrases and sentences and warnings are echoing across the planet. It is as though so many foreign words have been presented in so many different ways, but we yet have come to wake up and begin to seek the Most High on these matters. The masses are asleep and or captured by delusions and distractions. But we who consider ourselves children of obedience, the children of Yahuwah, will witness an awakening like never before imagined. The emergence of a nation of people who will wear the name of children of obedience, children of Yahuwah, under the banner of Yasharal, it will come to be. We who will be alive will witness being refined, structured, and directed to a safe place to fulfill what is written regarding being gathered from the four corners of the earth. We are not appointed to the wrath of the Almighty Father. We are not appointed to the wrath of the Almighty Father, as it is written. And the wrath I speak of is the intensity of the great tribulation that is soon to unfold before our very eyes. Pray and watch. It will become visible. You are listening to part 2 of the Emergence of a Nation, a segment within Yasharal's Court, an end time series. I will pause right here and ask that you stay tuned for part 3. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.